Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sophie Thompson and I'm your MC for the evening. And so I'm going to ask everyone, if they can, please, to take a seat. We're about to have a Welcome to Country, and that'll be done by Uncle Mickey Kamatpi Marecha O'Brien. And we're actually going to do it here in the marquee. So it'll be a very special ceremony. So please grab a pew and we'll wait to get started.
Nananadlo, kumaka, you're coming in there. Na money. Oh, we've got some money eyes, which is wonderful. And it's wonderful that we can use the language of the Kaurna people of the Adelaide Plains. And because language is not only important, because it gives us so much, not only a connection to that of the First Nations peoples, but we also get to, in some ways, understand these terms and values and how people in our particular community use language. And sometimes those literal and descriptive ways are really interesting, because when we say no money, we're asking you, are you well? We didn't actually have a word for hello, because hello was actually a modern word. It was created because of the telephone. But you have all said Marnie I back, which means you're all fat. And fat, this is great. But it's a different type of fat. It's not the size, it's actually the layer of fat on an animal, which means if it's an animal's got good fat, it means it's a healthy animal, therefore a good animal. And so that's where it comes from. So nai gana pia ko mankalankala parawachanga gana mina. Binira na mani puriji, nai nari kamatpi marita, nai wangadi mani na puni gani yata na irindi yata wara paringa yata polti. So welcome to the lands of the Kaurna people. This place that we come to today, being Warraparinga, Warra meaning wind, Paringa meaning on the river. So this is where the wind meets the river in the valley, and so a special place, not only where our have our living Kaurna cultural centre, but really a place where our people certainly gathered and came. I am known as Mickey O'Brien. I am a descendant of the Kaurna people and the Narunga people, but I'm also known as the Impatient One. I know it's not a name that I really thought I would get, because the other wonderful thing about the meaning of my name is that it actually means quick. But I was known to be quick on the football field, but sadly I'm the Impatient One. I am the sixth-born male of 7 children. My father is Yellow Burger, the old man of the sea, Uncle Lewis O'Brien, Kaurna elder. My mother is Pauline Sansbury, a Narunga elder of the York Peninsula. But when we come to a place, we not only bring the good spirits, and that we bring good blessings to you and send away the sadness that we come with. But sometimes when we do the smoking ceremony, it has great meaning. It's not only about allowing the old to go, allow the new to come in. It was a part of our care and looking after the landscapes of our areas, being in fire stick farming. And so smoke and fire was important. There's only 2 animals in the world that uses fire for its benefit. One is the human. Who is the other one? The kite or the eagle or the hawk. It would take the burning embers where they saw the Aboriginal people do the fire stick farming, and pick up the burning ember in its claw and drop it into the bush to push out prey. And so it learned from the Aboriginal people. And when you consider we, as Aboriginal people, learn from the animals by studying the environment itself, so it's wonderful that we can give something back to the animals itself. But when we come to a place, we say you are the important people, because we say your face tells you where you've been and your heart tells you where to go. What does that mean? I have no idea, but it sounds good. No. It says that our face being our really, not just our age, our learnings itself, it's being in our muka being our brain, allows us to collect knowledge. Unless we use knowledge for good, connecting it to our culture being the heart, then we can't use it for good, because that's what gives us care and emotion and strength in it. Now you have some gum leaves on your table. I'm going to ask you to take that, and you're going to come up and you're going to take one from here, from mine, and I'm going to take one. You take one, and so I ask you to take your gum leaf. Choose wisely. I'm going to exchange with you. And so I want you to exchange your gum leaves with somebody. Why? Not to give COVID or anything like that, but the idea of exchanging your... Now, you noisy lot. Maybe I should have said do it silently. Now, the idea of you taking the leaf and exchanging it is, the leaf is connected to the tree to the land, the oldest thing in the world. It has been here before us, will continue to be here after us. By taking a leaf, you're taking the knowledge and the wisdom of the land, but your DNA, being your fingerprint, has been put on that leaf. So therefore, you're sharing your knowledge and wisdom by putting your fingerprint on there, because no one person holds all the knowledge and wisdom in the world. It is shared. And our people were knowledgeable, and also about certain things. We believe that you didn't need to know everything, only the things that were important to you and your family and your community. And so that's why we gathered. We gathered to exchange knowledge and things like that. Now, I not only have shared you obviously about this place and this land, but also I want to in some ways exchange this culture with you so that you understand these things, because when you take that leaf, we say nada nadlu kamaka yara kumanindi, which means leave your lunch money on the table because I'll collect it after. No, it says we give, we receive, becoming one. And that's what our people were. We took what was needed, not what was wanted, and shared everything that we had. And so it's an important statement, it's an important value, because it's about reciprocity, mutual benefit, two-ness, about this understanding of caring and giving back. And I'm going to explain also the value and the importance of a smoking ceremony, but I'm going to do that through some storytelling. And I'm going to use my shield as the background to this, as my whiteboard. And as soon as I find a crayon here. So, I'm going to tell you a story, and your job is to work out the story. And so you'll need to find out who gets the answer quickly and first, because I have got a prize. Ooh. And you'll get something from me. So, these people, they lit 3 fires, just like this. And as they lit those 3 fires, people came. And as they came, they formed a circle, just like this. And then they chanted and linked arms. One but stood in the middle. They made a sacrifice. And then that one called to the spirit. What am I talking about? Anybody? You can't really see my picture. I'll add one little bit. It might help. It's not a wagon wheel either. You do it every year of your life. Birthday. Jerry got it. So it's a birthday. So if you actually understand the elements that I've talked about, the 3 fires were not the years of your birth. They actually represented past, present and future. So you only really had 3 candles on your cake, not the 50 for Jerry. But the other thing is that when you understand that, fire was about warding off evil. And they believed that the spirits of the bad would come to you, and so therefore by people coming, they bring good spirits. The chanting was singing the birthday song. The one that stood in the middle was the birthday person. The sacrifice is the cutting the cake, the sharing, the giving of food, and the calling to the Spirit is blowing out the candle, asking for the good spirit or that wish to be brought to you. So each year, you're not asking to be older, you're actually asking for good spirits to be coming to you so that you have a good year. And that's what a smoking ceremony is about. It's about bringing good spirits to you so that you can feel a part of this place and connected to this place. So a very important thing. So give that book to Jerry. It's a book from my father. Now, don't worry, you've got 3 chances to win a prize. Now, I'll get you, so just to hold that. Now, I've got some other items here. Does anybody know what this is? It's a hole, it's got a tube. No, it's not a didgeridoo, and it would be Yiddicky if it was the real name. But no, it's not a didgeridoo, it's not a Yiddicky. A what? No, it's not a what is it, telescope? No? Anybody?
Carrying fire.
Ah, they had a shorter one to do that, but no. Sorry, it's not to do with music. Yes? No, it's not to make fire. If I did this, not so good. It's a bit hard holding the shield. It's making a sound, but the sound is calling somebody. What's an emu caller? That's what it is. So you can give that gentleman there.
Well done.
Now, so it's an emu caller. Now, the final and last thing. These feathers are made of an emu. We call this a gardy whopper, meaning emu feathers on a stick. But clever, isn't it? Now, just to help you are so far away, Sophie, I'll just get you to hold that, have a look at it, have a smell, have a feel, and think of what it is. Have a look. Obviously, they're emu feathers. What do you think that's made of?
Wood,
what is it?
Wood and resin? Or?
Yes, resin and wood, yeah. What do you think that resin's made with?
Yucca?
Yeah, yucca, yeah. Being the grass tree.
Yep.
Or some people would say, we would say the kurul tree, being in Ghana, and it's mixed with something else. Can you smell it?
Ash?
No. Kangaroo poo. Good that she's smelling that. Now, this wasn't just a headdress, it was also a game. Does anybody know what game? And no, it's not darts. A game. What game do you think this is? Surprise on it.
Kick the tail on the donkey.
No. I'll demonstrate. All right, so I forgot your name again. Catherine?
Yep.
Kathy. All right, Kathy, got your catching hands? Catching hands. You ready?
Well
Throw it
done.
back by the feathers. Hard.
Badminton.
No! It's an international game and a national game. No. Not football.
Badminton.
Not netball. Not badminton. Not tennis. Not volleyball.
Basketball.
Not basketball. Not
Featherball.
cricket. Starts with an R. Rugby. Who said rugby? There you go. You got a book. Hand that. So it's rugby. We actually are the oldest players of rugby. This game called Gardy Whopper was played with 100 people, all naked, 50 each side, and they would play it by throwing the emu feather stick to each other. And the idea was, like in rugby, whoever's got the ball is tackled. And they would tackle people, and the idea was to get the feathers to the other side of the field. And it was recorded in time by an artist called Cawthorne. And he not only recorded the information, but he actually painted or drew a picture of them playing the game where there's a big scrum. So many of the things that we know know and do in some ways are all connectable. And why do I say this? Because we say these words, Nachi Yukandaya, Nachi Yakandaya, Patnia do what do, which is saying that we are all brothers and sisters, and realise that culture enables us to come together, should never divide us. Let us walk together in harmony. Recognise when we do those things, we never say goodbye to people, because we know that we will always see people. Why? Because our physical is only ever temporary, but our spiritual is forever. We believe that if you're a good person, you're buried facing Kangaroo Island. Therefore, the place of Kangaroo Island is called Garda, being the lap. And therefore, what would happen is your spirit would travel there and would be changed to become a part of the landscape, the skies, the waters, the plants and animals. So therefore, if you look after the land whilst you're in the physical, when you return in the spiritual, then it's always there for you. So it's an important and holistic philosophy of understanding the value of looking after the land itself, which is what you're here for, to receive and to be recognised for your contributions to looking after the land. And so it's an important step, and it's what all of us should do in our lives whilst we're in the physical. And to leave one more final story. The story is a story about learning the values and understanding of the landscapes by walking the landscapes and spending that time with elders, taking a journey that wasn't just a day's journey, but sometimes many days. And on that journey, you would sit and build a fire to make your bed and to give warmth and protection and light and comfort. And as this young person sat there with the great elder, wanted to ask the questions, and the great elder said, you need to get your rest because we have an early start. And as the great elder fell asleep and started snoring, the young person sat there looking at the bright stars in the skies, could hear the animals that was surrounding them, but could hear the wind as it went across the bushes, just like you can hear here. And they felt that the wind was talking to them, and so they got up out of their bed and they started walking with the wind. And the wind was getting louder, and then they started running with the wind. And as they were running with the wind, they felt that the wind was saying something to them, saying, come closer, come closer. And they did. They ran closer and closer and closer. But they grabbed them! And it was the great elder, and he said, don't you know the darkness will get in your eyes? Never leave my sight. Always stay close. So why did I tell you that story? Because I saw you nodding off it. And, you know, no one nods off at my stage time. No. It's a way to remind you of the story, the value and the importance. It's not to frighten you or scare you. And so therefore, what does that story tell us? Well, it says that when we are with those who are wise and those who are the people who look after us, that we must stay close, must listen to what they tell us. But it also says to those who are looking after our young people to look after them, make sure they're not lost, to make sure they're safe, and to continue to share all of those things that you have learned, so that you can pass that on and they can carry that on into the generations to come. So like I said at the very beginning, never say goodbye, always say nakara being see you later, which is an important value of our people in coming together. And so I know I will see you, whether it be the physical or whether it be the spiritual, and so may the good blessings of our spirit people be continually with you as you walk, as you sit, as you eat. Because we say, my unjiga, my unjiga, which says, when we sit and eat and share in conversation, we truly are a people of many things and many cultures, and therefore a people of one. So, nakara and nature. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. That was awesome.
What a beautiful and fitting start to the 2021 South Australian Landcare Awards.